So are we each doing our top 10?
We could go back and forth.
Okay.
I think
So
it'll be
it's going
interesting.
to be technically a top 20. I have a feeling that you and I have a lot of things in common, but...
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so welcome to the latest episode of Gallifreyan Pirate Radio, where we're doing a very, very special pre-50th anniversary episode that will be being released before the 50th episode, where we are going to give our predictions, our wants, everything we want to get, all of our needs needing to be filled with the 50th anniversary.
I think it's better to say our top 10 things we want to see, because really they don't have time to sit through everything we want to see in the 50th anniversary.
Well, yeah. We have compiled our own lists, so it should be interesting. I don't know what's on Drew's. Drew just doesn't know what's on mine. So let's get at it. Let me pull out my secret envelope.
Oh my, you pulled out all the stops.
I pulled out all the stops.
So this is, as far as I'm concerned, a top 10 of things we expect to or would like to see.
Yes.
In the Day of the Doctor.
In no particular order, at least not my list.
Okay.
Okay, well, you want to start with your first?
Number 10, more Paul McGann. Now, this is not what I'm expecting to see, it's just one I'd like to see.
I should have a list here to mark them off, because guess what? More Eighth Doctor.
Oh, of course,
yes.
Absolutely. No, I don't care about the Eighth Doctor. I just want to see more Paul McGann. So.
Well, isn't it one and the same at this point?
It could be Paul McGann, the actor. The Doctor, the 10 and 11 could materialize at the world premiere of... No, I'm not going there. Anyway.
No, I'll throw it at you. So I'm just going to go off the top of mine. I want to see the War Doctor regenerate into the Ninth Doctor, which, because we got Night of the Doctor, I think it's on the table.
David, we need to start talking to you about dramatic timing. Obviously, everyone wants to see that, and that is the last thing you mentioned. You don't start off the top of your list was the thing we want to see more than anything else.
No. Just wait. I got some magic on here. I got some pure magic.
All right, so number 1, I would like to see a regeneration into the Ninth Doctor. I don't think we're actually going to see Eccleston, so I'm putting this under things I would like to see. But if we see the War Doctor start to regenerate but don't see what he regenerates into, I think that is a more doable, but it's also kind of the finger to the audience via Moffat.
Well, no, I mean, they own the rights to Eccleston's face. I mean, they could very easily do, with computer generation, we could easily get, something, and him just saying, fantastic.
Sure.
Okay, so, that was both of ours, so I guess, does that go to me or to you?
Well, that was my number 1 thing I wanted to see, but that's all right. This is what happens when you write 2 separate lists.
Which makes it more interesting. So I'll go again. I would like to see the 12th Doctor hiding somewhere in the background.
Oh, you want to see a cameo by Capaldi?
Yeah, in the background. Not pointed out, him just there.
What if he's dressed in all white with white makeup and he's the Watcher?
I will piss myself.
Okay.
Because everybody knows my love of the 5th Doctor.
All right. I would like to see further explanation of the relationship between David Tennant's 10th Doctor and Elizabeth I. She's in the episode. At least we know somebody is. When you throw Zygons into the mix, and we will be talking a little bit more about Zygons as we go further down my list, it could be anybody, but we know that Liz 1 is in there, so Dr. 10 and her, we have that whole history, so let's see a little more of that.
Okay, my next one. I want to see the Sims to Cumberbatch regeneration of the Master.
Okay. I don't want to see the Master at all in this episode, but, if we're going to have him become the Master, Davey wants to see Cumberbatch as the Master. I wanted to see Tilda Swinton as the Master, so that's...
the reason why I say that, it doesn't have to be a big part of it. It could be at the end. Like I've said, I feel this is a trilogy. The first part being the Name of the Doctor, this... and then
the Christmas special.
And wouldn't it be cool if, because we keep getting references sometimes to the 4th or the 5th, wouldn't it be great if it was the Master that causes the Doctor's regeneration? That's just me.
Oh no, absolutely.
Yeah. And the thing is I get this rumor about Cumberbatch from the same people that gave me the McGann rumor, so I have to give it some credence.
Sure. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I want to see this episode, the 50th, give us a good reason to bring the Zygons back in future episodes. So what I'm saying is I don't want to see more Zygons. I want to see a good reason to see more Zygons. So if they're done well, I'd like to see them done well in future episodes, because I think they are one of those very cool Doctor Who quote-unquote villains that is certainly worthy of a comeback.
The Valeyard.
The Valeyard.
I mean, we've had mention of him now in Name of the Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
I want us to build on that.
I absolutely agree. It's not on my list, but I would love to see, at least if nothing else, the beginnings of the Valeyard.
And you know what? This is just me wondering. I think we get the beginnings of the Valeyard, honestly, with the War Doctor.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. We'll see.
Yeah.
If nothing else, and Moffat has proven in the last 6 months that, as far as he's concerned, everything that has ever happened on Doctor Who, regards to the television show, movies, comic strips, or audio dramas, it's all canon. He just has to figure out a way to put it all together.
Yeah.
And I certainly think that our fans' dismissal of the Valeyard is silly, because the Valeyard is a really quite brilliant idea. So yes, my hat's off to you, sir. I would like to see an explanation for the explosion of the TARDIS.
Bam, right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I also put a little question mark. Omega. It is an anniversary episode. We've had Omega appear with almost every, or mentioned with every anniversary episode. I want Omega, or and the TARDIS. I don't care. Stir it up. Make a souffle.
Make a souffle. Yeah, Omega would be very cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to see K9.
Right there, K9. We need some Dr. K9 love.
Now, I also, just for anyone who wants more specifics, I don't want to see modern Australian flying K9. I'd like to see classic K9. And it doesn't have to be active. If we can get Leeson's voice in there, I think that would be very cool.
Yep.
But if it was just a K9, hiding in a closet somewhere, that would be just kind of a nice touch.
Yeah. Let me go with my next one. Lila Ward. I want Romana back. And I think with what we're getting, I think that's very realistic.
So you're saying the return of Lila Ward and Tom Baker in the audio dramas?
No, I'm talking about, I want her in the 50th, or...
No, when you say what we're getting.
Oh, yeah, no, we're getting Lila Ward back with the audios with Baker, but I want Lila Ward as Romana in the 50th as... I want to see her on screen again. It's time. It's time to bring her back.
I'd like to see Romana definitely return. I think that would be brilliant. And if we could get maybe a flashback with Lila Ward regenerating into somebody else, that would be cool.
Or have her regenerate in the 50th, or shortly thereafter, or just we need her back.
Lila Ward certainly looks like she could come back and she's aged well. Well, they've got that weird voice in the TARDIS at the end of the Big Bang. Pandorica opens.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the War Doctor. Maybe they're going to retcon it. And that really should have been number 10 on my list, because I don't really care that much about it. But it would be nice to see something of Moffat's kind of brought back and tied up.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go with my next one, because we're almost done with the lists, because we've had so much overlap.
Sure.
I'd like to see a time lock released. I mean, come on. The Daleks have been coming out of it. They found numerous ways to survive. They Time Lord and be out there. It's time. Give us Gallifrey. Give us the Time Lords. Give it all back to us. It's about time.
Yes and no. I have on my list, I would like to see the return of Gallifrey, but I want to see the return of the mysterious mystic Time Lords that we got prior to Robert Holmes writing the Deadly Assassin. I want to see the Time Lords who are not a squabbling bunch of bureaucrats.
Well, maybe they've learned.
I would like to see, on all those same lines, maybe they're learned. Yeah, they've had a timeout. Maybe the Shobogans. We see a desert in the thing, so if we get the tribal Gallifreyans, that would be kind of.
Well, neat. I mean, we got the Sisters of the Flame back. Maybe we can bring them together.
Sure.
And have them, be a new sort of parliament of Time Lords and Sisters of the Flame, where they're much more sedate, much more mystical, much more back in the background.
I'd be cool with that.
Yeah.
I'd be cool with that. More potions.
Yes.
Is that so? That's me.
That's you.
I have unspecified fan wank on here. I just want, no matter what happens to the Doctor Who, to have some nods to classic Who, where we can, it's not to a detriment of telling the story. But, you don't have to know who the Sisterhood of the Flame is. You don't have to know what Karn is to appreciate the Night of the Doctor. But it helps. You get that extra little bonus. So yeah, more like that, which will actually help go to inform my next one.
How many more do you have? I'm down to one.
I have 2.
Okay, let's do one more of yours.
Okay, I want to see. I would rather not see the Time War. I mean, I like the idea that an RTD did a really good job of not showing the Time War. We don't care what it is if there's a mystery behind it. But since the trailer really looks like what we're getting is the Time War, what I'd like to see is the purpose of the Time War be for the Time Lords to attempt to erase or redo Tom Baker's Fourth Doctor's failure to destroy the Daleks and Genesis of the Daleks. So I actually want to see them with maybe a flashback to Tom Baker attempting to destroy the Daleks, and that's what I imagine Time War would be, is to actually erasing whole civilizations are being destroyed as they are attempting to hit those timelines and erasing certain parts in hopes that it'll get rid of the Daleks. So I'd like to see kind of that.
Okay, my last one, I want to see Carol Ann Ford and William Russell back as Susan and Ian. One last time. It's the 50th. They started it. You know, they're the only ones that are still with us. Let's bring them back.
I'm in absolute agreement. I don't necessarily need to see them. Well, I would certainly like, okay, I agree. I really do want to see William Russell.
Yeah,
William Russell should.
Even if they're not playing those characters, background, whatever, unspecified fan wank, it would be nice to see them have a place in the 50th somehow, some way. Because without them, we wouldn't have had this amazing ride that we've gotten to take for the past 50 years.
It's certainly true, yeah. Huge fan of William Russell. It would be great to see Chesterton back. And since I think we got what was it, Sarah Jane Adventures, where they say that he and Barbara are still teaching and they haven't aged. So we have him in some far-flung, distant future where he has slowly aged, but he's,
Yeah, well, I mean, the one thing with the Sarah Jane Adventures, at one point they said the Doctor now has 312 regenerations.
507, but...
Oh, yeah. But, it's...
The Doctor lies.
Yeah, and also the thing is that I don't know how canonical, as much as I want it all to be canonical, because I love the Sarah Jane Adventures, I don't know how canonical the Doctor Who BBC team sees some of the stuff that Davies did in Sarah Jane as canonical.
Sure. Well, I think anything that the Doctor says, you can go, meh, he was lying.
Exactly. Rule number one.
If you have a different character saying something along those lines, then, I think he was also, if I remember seeing the clip correctly, he is fairly exasperated as he says that and has almost a joking look on his face when he says it.
He does.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I honestly don't care. I think we can assume that Doctor Who is not going to end just because he comes to his 13th regeneration. Somebody, whoever the showrunner is going to come up with a very good explanation as to why the Doctor gets more regenerations.
Just go back to the 5 Doctors. That's all you need.
Oh, with the fact that we can give the Master more?
Yeah, I mean, I think that does it. They have the technology. It could easily be done and figured out.
Hey, maybe that's why the War Doctor is doing all this. Maybe he's attempting to get more lives.
Who knows? It could be.
It's something he certainly would... I don't think the Doctor wants to get extra lives, but it would be interesting to see someone who's not the Doctor want to give him more.
Yeah.
Okay, so there we go.
So what's your last one?
Oh, I think that was it. I think I may have said early on that I don't want Rose to be Rose, but
Oh no, you didn't say that.
Yeah.
It's interesting because with all the pictures we've seen, all the video, so far, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been sent tons and tons of video from actual BBC shows right now, like morning shows, day shows, all those type of shows, from some very amazing Whovians that are fans of the show. But I'm staying away from those because I'm at the point where I just want surprise.
Yeah, I'm really glad I got to be unspoiled for Night of the Doctor, but honestly, I haven't watched anything since. So
yeah, no, Night of the Doctor. I did see the last night, the final night. Oh, I'm so glad the BBC is refunding everybody's money in the UK who bought that thing. Now, if they would have charged me for Night of the Doctor, I would have happily given over money for that one, but not that last night. But those are our predictions. You want to say anything else?
No, I'm good.
That's it. Then
2 more days.
2 more days. And
2 more days. Tomorrow night we get Adventures in Space and Time.
Yep.
Except for those of you in the UK who are going to watch it tonight.
Actually, it is going on right now.
It's going on right now. So and then we got Day of the Doctor on Saturday.
Yep.
for some of us more than once, and then again in 3D in theaters on the 25th.
Yep, and we will definitely be going over our lists again to see if we were correct on anything.
I think there's a very good chance we were correct on at least one thing.
Which one? Any guess? If you had to pick one, what would you expect ours to be right about?
Well, I think the fact that we know that Elizabeth I is showing up in that episode, I think I can safely say that we'll have more information on their relationship, but that is a very bland possibility to that. And unspecified fan wank, I imagine we'll get plenty of that.
Okay, so this is GPR signing off until next time. Oh, after the 50th.
Yeah, so we'll see you in 3 days.
Yes, peace.